Hey friends, Kagi here, Tenere. Today I want to talk about the rear brake. You all know it has an issue. The pedal travel is really long, extremely long. And when you're riding off-road, it's pretty hard to adjust it and press it properly. That's why I decided to swap it out for something like the Camel ADV fix. Basically the kind that Salika has. Let's see how it works. This video won't be just me filming right now and immediately giving you my conclusions. I'll actually ride with it for a while. For you, it'll all be in one video, but for me, some time will pass. And judging by what I see, I'll also need to remove the guard to reach this spot. Let's get started. Now we have access to these bolts. Basically, we need to unscrew these ones around the edge, and these two. And don't forget to unclip the connector here. After that, we just remove the lever itself and replace it. Alright, the lever is unscrewed. Actually, this bolt right here is set with red thread locker. You can see the residue and it's pretty hard to unscrew. Probably you should heat it up a bit first so the thread locker loosens up, so to speak. That's it. Now we replace the lever with this one. They say you should reuse this bolt because the one in the kit doesn't really fit. We'll see. Well, that's it. It's done. I won't show the headlight there anyway. It works. I raised it, but I set the lever just a bit higher, specifically chose this short one. There's also a second one, it's a bit bigger, but for off-road I think the small one is better, the big one will bend quickly. Now there's still the question of whether the guard will fit or not, because it's a bit to the right there. So basically there are a few little things that could get in the way, but overall it works. There's a bit of play, just a little bit of looseness like this. There's absolutely no play up and down. Now the movement is about, well, 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeters. Before it was almost 5, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. So it's definitely half as much now. That's it. Now I'll ride and draw my conclusions later. By the way, this little wire here, you don't necessarily have to disconnect it. There's a little nut on the backside, which, for example, I couldn't unscrew, but you can easily do it without removing it. As I said, I left the stock bolt in place. I tightened it and applied some Loctite. So that's pretty much it. Basically, it's not difficult. We're done. But as expected, the moto's guard is just slightly in the way. So right here, I'll just make a cut here, and then everything will fit nicely. So I needed to make a cut. I made the cut. Basically, the travel has decreased. So at this present moment, it is truly quite minimal. I have already extensively ridden with this particular setup for approximately 500 kilometers, or even more than that. What can I say? First of all, I'd like to make this part bigger. There's a longer one included in the kit, and that's an option, because when you look from above, you can see that you really have to twist your foot inward as much as possible to step on it. So basically, in off-road riding, this isn't a problem. But if you're riding wheelies or trying to ride on the rear wheel, sometimes you might miss it. There's a longer one available. Basically, that's an option. The only thing is, I'm not sure what will happen to it during a fall, because the longer one is more likely to break. Well, it'll stick out more, so it'll take more of the impact if you fall to the right. You need a folding one. Apparently those exist too, but you have to look for them. Braking is definitely better now in the sense that off-road you can control the braking more precisely. When to lock up, when not to lock up. At first, of course, I locked up more often because I was used to a longer travel, but after about 2 or 3 rides, I got used to it, and it became much more pleasant. So, you no longer need to bend your foot way down to properly lock the wheel. Now it's enough to just press down a bit, and everything locks up. Overall, it's a decent option, especially if you don't want to buy the Camel ADV. All in all, this cost me 40 euros on AliExpress. Let's fix it, yeah. As I mentioned, the main bolt here is the stock one from the old lever. And that's it from Kagi. Bye bye. Take care.